you know. So yeah, things like that, and just taking it easy, like standing up. I always tell the new riders, I say, look, when it comes to corners especially, it's best to stand up for the ultimate traction, ultimate maneuverability. It just gives you I'll go right. Yeah, it just makes it more entertaining, more fun. But the most fun, like the best part is like when you all complete the track and everyone's got back to their next spot, next meeting point or destination. It's just like the biggest joy, because some of the tracks that we ride, they're very some of them are like almost advanced to expert level, and just being able to complete those trails, it just gives you like this rush, this satisfaction. So I think that's what's very interesting and addicting with adventure riding. Because on a sports bike, okay, you do 100, 150, 200, 300, like you're either going to get a fine or you're going to kill yourself. So when we go on these social rides, it's not about the speed, it's about the technique. It's about like achieving something together. It's about not dropping your bike, not having an accident, just really trying to learn how to control your bike. And that's the most interesting part that appeals to a lot of the new riders. And it's unlike anything I've experienced, because I've been riding e-bikes, like cycling, like push bikes, mountain bikes, road bikes, speed bikes, you know, all sorts of bikes, like BMXs, you know, almost pretty much all my life. So what I also believe is that might have given me that little bit of edge in terms of learning this style of riding, like picking up things a little bit more quicker. So if you do any of those activities, any of those sports, then you'll find that you'll definitely find that you're actually much more capable than someone that's like hasn't done any of those activities or sports. Because even cycling, like whether it's an e-bike or a road bike or mountain bike, it's about the balancing control. The best adventure riders, motorbike adventure riders, like dirt riders, they usually transition from, like, I mean, at least the ones that I've spoken to, they usually transition from like downhill mountain bike riding, or like very expert level, advanced level mountain bike riders. Because what happens is they find out that the mountain biking, even downhill, it has its limits, and you can only go like so much. But when you get a motorbike, you can do, like, if you want, you can do all day riding. It's like the next level. So yeah, in the past, if you had been riding bicycles, you'll find that you'll be much more comfortable and better at adventure riding. At the end of the day, I think the biggest factor is the community. The community is like really good, very good. Like even like compared to Harley Davidson crew, like those road bike crew, I think I find them a little bit arrogant. Not all of them, but this adventure riders, dirt riders, you know, dual sports, touring, they're just like a really good crew. They're good people, and they want to help, they want to share. And when you think about it, it's not really good fun if you go out on your own to do adventure riding. So it makes it much more interesting and exciting when you're in a group, and like you know that someone's got your back if something happens, or you got someone else's back, you know. So in one of our rides there was a small incident, and 3 of us were at the back. We actually witnessed and saw the incident. It was one of our group riders, and 3 of us, we stopped and we helped that rider to get up, you know, to push the bike up, fix the bike, you know. So imagine like if you're on your own and then like you hurt yourself, or like you don't have the strength, because some of these bikes, we're talking about 200 kilos, 220 kilos, or 250 kilos. So they're not light bikes. And imagine like you're a skinny little bloke that's like 60 kilos, and you just don't have the stamina or the strength to lift that up. You're pretty much stuck there. That's pretty much how it is. So yeah, three riders, we all stopped, we all helped, and got the bike up and running. The driver was okay. So that's what it's about. And similar things happened to me when I dropped my bike. Other riders came and they helped me, you know. They even offered, you know, they said, look, this road may be a little bit too like advanced or technical for you. If you want, you know, I can ride your bike down, or I can ride it up. I said, no problem. Because they can tell, the experienced and expert riders, they can tell like whether like if you have the capability and the skills to be able to cross that. And like if you drop your bike, if you already dropped your bike like once or twice, then they know that okay, maybe you need a little bit more training, a little bit more practice. So yeah, so far it's really been good. The only thing I would say that I had a little bit of difficulty, we've done a single track. Like for me, it was like very different. And it wasn't too long. It was maybe a couple of 100 meters, maybe 1k or 2ks. So the single track, I found it to be very hard, especially with a bike like my bike that's 185, 190 kilos. So because you have to follow the groups, it's like a tram tracks or train tracks, and you just have to follow, and they're deep. They're like maybe 20, 30 or 40 centimeters deep, and it's just one like path. And if you try to get out of it, like you lose the front, you drop the bike, and you can't go too fast because there's just crazy turns. Nice bike. Yeah, so that one was quite tricky for me, but I've managed to complete it without dropping it. And going uphill and downhill with a lot of rocks and stones and sharp stones and boulders, that is very challenging. I would say maybe going up is more challenging than going down, because when you're going down, it's like, I mean, regardless, you're standing up either way, but when you're going down, you're actually using the bike's like gravity, because the bike's just moving itself. But when you're going up, you have to give it a bit of a throttle, because if you don't, you will just stall and then you'll fall back, or you'll just fall off the bike. So you need that constant speed of throttle. And like I'm still trying to learn how to like adjust and play the clutch while I'm like going up or going down. So that takes a bit of skill to. It's called like feathering the clutch. So you're accelerating, but also the clutch is a little bit in. So most of these new bikes have what's called a wet clutch. So the wet clutch gives you the ability to to accelerate and have the clutch in like all the time. But obviously if you try to abuse it, you'll burn your clutch. It's a bit of a skill. It's not something that like you just jump on a bike and you learn. I think it takes maybe years to learn this art of riding. And some people are just natural. I'm not saying that I'm natural, but just I've seen like some people are just like they're just born with that talent. You know, they're just very good. They have what it takes. That's why I would recommend like to those who are say between 150 to 170 meters in height and around 60 to 80 kilos in like body mass, I would definitely recommend a lighter bike for them. I wouldn't recommend anything that's like over 250 kilos. So a really good beginner bike is the Honda CRF 300 Rally. The weight is 150 kilos. They're very good and capable bikes and lightweight. Or like I think KTM 390 is around 160, 170 kilos. That's very good. The Himalayan and the CF Moto 450, they're around 200 kilos. I probably wouldn't recommend them for beginner or new riders. Where you going? Yeah, even the KTM Adventure 390, the old ones, they're good. There's a Kawasaki, was it 300? They're okay. Yeah, I also wouldn't recommend like Kawasaki KLX 650. They're tall and they're heavy. Yeah, you just gotta judge it. So because if it's light, then it's just like easier to stop, easier to maneuver, easier to take off, easier to lift up, pick up, all those things. Because every single kilo counts. It's not like a Harley. Like Harleys, people want it heavier. They want over 300 kilos, 400 kilos. You know, but with these adventure bikes, you want it as light as possible. I mean, there are riders who have the KTM 890s and all that. They're like 220 plus kilos, and put some accessories on it, they'll be pushing like 250 kilos. But they're experienced and like very good equipped riders. And that's yeah, lighter it is, better it is, and if it's less powerful for a beginner, it's even better. I'm talking about anything that's below maybe 40 horsepower, or yeah 30, around 25 to 40 horsepower. That's actually plenty for like what you want to do as a beginner rider. Because yeah, you feel every single gram when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, uneven grounds, slippery ground. You just really feel the weight, and once you drop it and you pick it up a few times, it's like it just drains all your energy. It just sucks all your energy. And then even at times, like I just felt like just quitting and going back home, you know. Like it's just also like mentally very like challenging, because in your mind you think that, okay, look, this is too much for you, or you can't do it, you can't complete it. But you just keep pushing through and listen to the experienced riders, and you'll eventually come through. So there hasn't been, I think there's just been one incident where I stopped. I didn't actually try to complete it. It was an uphill, steep uphill rocky climb. But fast forward, I think 1 or 2 weeks later, I've actually done that without dropping it, without like just at one go, like non-stop. So yeah, it takes a bit of time, and you have to commit to it. You can't be like 50-50, maybe I can do it, I can't do it. You just have to commit to it. And if you end up dropping your bike or crashing or accident, that's also like part of learning, part of the experience. The only thing that I can recommend is just taking it easy. Like, don't go like full out, like full speed. Just if you're comfortable climbing uphill in first gear or second gear, just do it in that first gear, whatever gear you're comfortable with your bike doing that, completing that track or the trail. Because like none of us are riding like two-stroke 100 kilo dirt bikes. They're different monsters, they're different machines. That's like enduro level, what they do we can't do. But we can I can say that some of the riders that I've seen, they can actually come close. But yeah, never try to do what they do. That's a different category, different cattle of fish, different style of riding. The enduro. Enduro is like the top of the food chain. Like super intense, super fast, super lightweight. It's just constantly hammering your bike. And you don't care if you drop it, you smash it, because they're just so light. You just pick it up and keep going. But anything that's like 200 kilos plus, it's not like that. Then you find that you can't even, one time I got stuck going up, and then even though I have the front, I had the front and rear brake on, my bike is just sliding back. So imagine how slippery and how much of a uphill descent it is, uphill climb it is. So I've got the brakes on and the bike's just sliding back. What are you gonna? So you just have to jump off. There's nothing else that you can do. So I came down a little bit to a little bit flat ground. I put it in first, standing up, whoop whoop whoop, and then I just I made it. I went all the way up. So there's all those things that like you'll learn with time. And the only other condition that I'm still not too comfortable with is clay. I just find clay to be extremely like challenging, extremely hard, because it's slippery, you got no traction, and depending on the type of the clay, it actually starts to bog up your knobbies on your tires, front and rear. So we went through one section, and at the end of it, we're all looking at each other's tires, and the tires look like slicks. They look like road bike race tires, slicks. We couldn't even see the knobbies. All the knobbies got covered by the, what's it called, got covered by the clay. Yeah, the front wheels got no traction, rear wheels got no traction. Like your rear is sliding out left and right. It's very sketchy, very scary, that one. And if I'm talking like on a flat ground, and if you try the same thing on a uphill or downhill, it's like 10 times worse. But now the summer's coming up, it should be good. Like there shouldn't be any wet areas, wet grounds. It should be pretty dry. Yeah, the clay is just challenging. The rocks and stones, that's what's happening here. So I've been seeing these donation boxes and like people are just going through picking up stuff. I think they're homeless people just looking for just clothes. I want to stand up a little bit, my legs are hurting. So when I sit down, my legs start to hurt, so I just stand up for 5-10 minutes. That's coming from my track. South Yarra, like Chapel Street, Commercial Road. Just wanted to see what sort of activity and traffic there is like during the day. It's currently Friday afternoon, around I think 2:30, 3 p.m. Heading inbound is good. There's very less traffic. Eastern Freeway is on the left, so that heads towards Doncaster. That might be the next area that I'll go through. There's a shopping centre there. Doncaster, Box Hill, those areas, I know those areas quite well. So in fact, most of the areas, if you've been living in Melbourne, they're quite easy, except the new suburbs. New suburbs, they're like a maze. Like one way in and then it just expands to like 100 different roads. What's that? Is it an Africa thing? Going from the bus lane. I'm thinking I might have something to eat. I haven't had lunch. Yeah, I might have something to eat. On my dash it says 1250, but I don't believe it's 1250. I need to ask someone. If I can. Ask someone. There's a place that I usually go to, but they close at 3 PM. So if it's before 3 PM, I can still make it. Ask one of these drivers. Got stuck. Ask. Oh, that's great. Sorry, can you tell me what time it is? Sorry. Ah, thank you very much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah, I think I've already missed it. Okay. Is it? I might need to pull over. I'm going to pull over on the left.